Glidey ho there. Alright, so a little update here. Our connecting rod's fine. Not bent. I haven't really gone through this yet. I'm going to get a whole new gasket set for this guy. My clutches came in, clutch cable came in, clutch lever came in. Ordered more parts, so we're going to build it up. Last video, for some reason, I don't know why it was vertical, because I definitely didn't record it that way. Got the piston off of there. Everybody said, don't lose that ring. Thing shot past my ear, about took my head off. So there's the piston. And tore up from the floor up. Got a new piston on the way. Got a new cylinder on the way. There's nothing really wrong with this cylinder, so I'll have a backup cylinder, I guess. Got my clutches right there. Clutch lever. Clutch cable. Clear some room here real quick. Little valve cover. Got that brake there. The broken lifter. I can I'll lose all my bolts right there. And then the head, which is just destroyed. I mean, I guess it can be repaired. Everybody says it can be machined and fixed. It's got some pretty deep gouging in there. I mean, I guess if somebody could weld it and everything and then machine it out, but that's the valve we broke, which is, luckily for us, not apparently a very hard metal. It ain't steel. Like these ones up here are all magnetic. These two are non-magnetic. So rather than bending the piston arm over there, it just destroyed the piston and the head, which it could be worse, because this way I don't have to tear the case apart, but we're going to pull the clutches apart, get in there, do the clutches, check that side of everything, inspect the inside of the case, since now we can see down in there, make sure everything's good in there, completely drain all the oil, make sure there's not any metal floating around in there. This would be a good a time as any to do all that. I got parts coming. I found a matching set for heads and valve cover. Got it for $260 from a guy used. The piston is coming. It was supposed to be here Saturday. I asked the guy to send it FedEx or UPS, and he straight up ignored that, sent it USPS, and it went from Ohio to Pennsylvania to Rhode Island, and now it's somewhere in transit somewhere. That's what it says. And then for some reason, I asked him today if he sent it in 2 boxes, because he sent the piston and the cylinder. So I asked him if he sent it in 2 boxes. Maybe he sent them separately, but he said he didn't. So, and I got 2 packages coming from the same origin site, and the tracking numbers, the first 2 numbers are missing. The rest of the numbers are the same, and then the last 2 numbers are different. So I don't get that. Never seen that before. I don't know what the hell that is. Normally, if I saw something like that, it'd be 2 packages together, a part 1, part 2. So I don't know. But that was supposed to be here Saturday. The head and cover is supposed to be here Wednesday-ish. So I'm not like 100% like tripping about it, because I understand the whole corona shit going on and all that. So yeah, I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I gotta put out there. Just trying to keep everybody posted, because I got some fans, you know. It's cool. I like having fans, some diehards. I see a lot of people having issues with spark, not getting spark. Apparently these quads are nightmares, unless you completely rebuild them and do certain things with them. I don't know. But I think the guy's sending me an extra cam and cam gear too. He's had an extra spark plug, a brand new spark plug he's sending me, but those are only like $2, so that's not the biggest of deals. I got an extra timing chain, extra magneto. Got a bunch of extra parts now. Kind of happened with throwing parts at this thing. So that's where we're at. I mean, I'm waiting for parts right now. I thought it was going to take a lot longer, but I found them for a lot cheaper, so I jumped on them. I had the money. I was like, you know what? Might as well get it done while we're in our rainy time. Because right now, it's raining. It's supposed to rain for the next couple of days, and I get to go back to work. I got to work for a couple of days, few days, and then it's supposed to be nice that weekend. So hopefully I'll have most of my parts by then. Still got to get an oil filter. Do not run motor oil, apparently, in one of those. I may have run motor oil in there because somebody told me I could, but apparently that's a bad idea because motor oil is made to stop friction, and that goes through all the clutches and everything, and those need friction to work. So that's probably one of the reasons why I had slipping clutches, because I was using automotive oil. So as far as that, I mean, people can leave recommendations in the comments of what type of oil to use. Somebody recommended AMSOIL. I don't remember what the other one was. I got another recommendation for oil, and it was like crap, I don't know. But yeah, I gotta get an oil filter, and then I can get one of those AutoZone Advanced. Apparently, they've got the same part number. The spark plug you get at Tractor Supply. It's like $2 and something for a matching plug. So as far as major components, we got them all coming. Just got to put it back together. Definitely want to get the gasket set before I start throwing this thing together. I mean, the other gaskets look alright. Like the lower gasket here. But the main thing I'm getting it for is the side cover gasket. Because I don't want to Permatex it again. Because that was disastrous. There was so much Permatex down in there. And I mean, it's still on here. But when I pulled it off, the magneto was just caked in Permatex. And it's just not good. Oh, look. What's that? That's not good. It's a piece of aluminum. I think that's the piece that goes right here. There's a piece that's broken off. Yep, sure shit, right there. See, so I'm still finding shit in there. And that one probably has some effect to it, but without replacing the whole case, I'm not 100% worried about that, but I need to fish all this shit out of the motor. I stuck a magnet in there, but a magnet's not going to pick that up. So, but now that I've got the top end out, I can shine a light down in there and look and see what's in there. But yeah, definitely pay attention to recommendations. Like, I was just trying to get it put back together, and I got in a hurry, and I wanted to ride. And now that I screwed shit up, I'm wishing that I would have taken it slower. So we're going to take our time putting it back together, put it back together right. If I don't have the right parts, we're going to get them on their way. And from what I've read, I think what we're going to do is, while I have this apart, we're going to get one of them case savers here. Because I've heard a few horror stories about these chains jumping and tearing up the case. I'd really hate to put it back together and have the case get destroyed on it. So we're going to try to put her together right. Yes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We're at about 9.5 minutes right now. Weather's going to start to warm up soon. Trying to think if anybody else had any issues that I need to kind of point out that I might know about or somebody else could help with, but I don't think that I've heard of anything coming across. So, but other than that, everything's moving freely. There's no noises coming from the case, So that's all good. So, I don't know. I think we fixed our coolant issue. Possibly going to check out the water pump. I mean, the water pump can be something that if it's changed out, it can change out later. So, I thought about just replacing whatever moving parts I had to while I was in here. Because it's torn down pretty far. So, I don't think we'll have to go any further than that. I know it runs. Except for the fact that the piston's blown apart and the head's destroyed, but I got a new one coming, so that's going to be fixed soon. I did hook up a switch to the fan. Did that right there. Because the fan wasn't kicking on. Because I believe, see, there's a temperature sensor in the bottom of there. There's also another one right there. I think one of those is bad. I'm not sure which one controls the fan though. But I'll probably change those two. But that might be a later on thing. I don't know. I think I fixed the overheating issue though when I cleaned the thermostat. Because that area where the thermostat was in was just caked with nasty shit. All kinds of gross shit came out of there. And then I cleaned it. I boiled it. I rinsed it off and I boiled it again and I scrubbed it and cleaned it real good, and then I ran it and it ran fine without overheating before that happened. So alrighty, I think that's all I got for now. Here's the gasket for the head. I probably should replace that. Might as well. Well, we got it apart, might as well do it right. I ordered a gasket set. I found one for like 50 bucks, but I don't want to spend 50 bucks on a gasket set, but probably should spend the money to get the right one. So, I'm all tapped out right now. Gotta go back and do some more work and get some more money to get some more parts. But I'm trying to get my business going too at the same time, so I gotta invest in my business too. Like, I was saving up to buy another toy to play with through the time that I'm working on this, but instead I invested in a trailer for the business, so that ate up everything I had saved up. It's like $5,500 for the trailer, and then another $500 ish in putting shelves and stuff inside of it. So I made the grown-up choice, and I did that. I think that's really all I got for you right now. Once parts come in, I'll put another video, I guess. Update you on that. I do have to order the gasket set and get the oil filter, and then some oil, and some coolant. So I think, other than that, that's all I got to get. And that's all cheap little petty bullshit that needs to be put in there. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm ready to go trail riding, man. Like, there's not enough space here to ride this thing. This thing is just, it gets up and goes so damn fast that, like, you run out of room quickly. Because by the time, like, even if I come screaming, it's starting to rain out now. I don't want to get my phone all wet, but even if I come ripping down from up there at the woods, right over there, I have a trail that goes up, and I come screaming along here, I had to start slowing down. So I don't, I mean, I guess I could go screaming down the driveway, but I don't want to go out and wind up hitting a car because I have neighbors. I got the hill climb over there. Not quite ready for that one yet. It's a little awkward. When you come off the top, you go almost three wheels. You almost go on one wheel. So then you pivot on the back tire and it wants to rotate you, and that's like a 15-foot drop off right there. So you go up the hill to the top, and then it kind of, the one side drops out, so you're on one tire. So all the power's in the other tire, and it just kind of spins you a little bit. And then my buddy almost went off the edge. So no bueno. We got to work on that a little bit. But other than that, we're doing good here. The cats and dog are shedding, so they look hideous. Everybody's like, they got mange? No, they're good. So, yeah, I'll just update everybody once parts get in here. So, I don't know how everybody feels about the raw, unedited video, beginning to end. Or do you want the edited video? I mean, I've tried to look for ripping videos on the quad, like on the Raptor 660. And let me tell you, what people consider ripping, I've seen some pretty good videos, but a lot of videos that I see is just like they're some basic white boys driving across the yard and they call it ripping. Ripping and tearing it up. That is not ripping and tearing it up. Like when I had this thing running, it's just balls to the wall all the way. You know, drifting up and down the driveway, donuts in the driveway, donuts in the road. It's got an extended rear end on it too, supposedly, so I don't know. I'll have to, I got a little weight on me now. Maybe I can get her to do some wheelies or something. I don't know. I'm going to do a rider perspective camera on this. And then since it's not like winter time, I don't have to worry about like destroying my camera in the snow. I've got another camera that I might set up to do other stuff, other angles and stuff. I messed around with it out here with a snowmobile video, put it on the tripod and stuff, but that's an expensive camera, so I don't want to destroy it. I might get like a cheap little cyber shot or something, just a little camera that I can set up and do some video with to get an off perspective, from spectator perspective. That's what you'd call it. So see about doing some of that. Yeah. And that's about all I got. I think that, I mean, while I wait for my parts, my clutches are here. Something I might do is tear this down. Maybe, I don't know, tomorrow. Possibly tear the side off, redo the clutches, and look into this. So that way once my parts get here, the clutches are already done. Then all I got to do is put the head on, put the cylinder on, put the piston on, put the head on, and then put the other side back together. So, but we're going to take it nice and slow. Make sure we're torqued to spec. Make sure everything's legit before we put it back together. I'm sick of tearing this thing apart. And now that we got this thing down so far, we're just going to go all the way with it. Clean it up. Make sure everything's good. And then possibly pull apart all the oil orifices and stuff like that. Like try to get air through here. Make sure there's no Permatex clamp or stuck up in that oil line. Clear those lines out and make sure all it's free flowing and everything. But we're about 20 minutes, and I said I was gonna stop this at 10 minutes, so I'll do an update later on. I don't know who's gonna watch the video to this point, but you guys rock if you do. Leave comments, like and share, do all that crazy shit. See? The mud on there, you can't even tell the lines are messed up on it. Same thing with the front plastics over there. So, cool. I'm gonna get her running, gonna get her ripping, gonna do some trail riding, gonna have some fun, and have a blast. So, talk to you guys later.